I know you want me. Something in the air. I know you want me. Something in the air. I know you want me.
Hello, friends. Thank you so much for being here in my stream where I'm finally back and sitting upright and I can actually speak. Desire, Puggie, thank you so much for being here. It's weird, it's wild. I think I've missed 3 streams so far because, let's see, I was away for SecurityCon, but I think, I had to miss the stream because I had a little mini trip planned, like pretty much right after I came back from SecurityCon. Max Black Cat, hello, thank you so much for joining. And then I got COVID, and how am I? I am, right now I am doing, like, great, especially compared to 2 weeks ago. I am very, very happy and grateful for where I am right now. I think I've gone in about like 90 to 95% energy back, so I'm not like, I don't know, just wanting to lie down on the couch all day. Moo Bear Cat, hello, thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for the welcome back. So during COVID I lost my smell and taste, and I've only recovered about, I would say, like 8 or 9% of it. And that seems like such a particular percentage, like a number, but the reason is, I still can't smell a lot of things. Like, I'm pretty sure I can't smell a lot of things. It wasn't until, I think, like, yesterday or 2 days ago that I could actually smell, my soap and shampoo. I don't think I can smell smoke or anything burning yet, so that's great. But, like, the irony is, for me, is I started going back to conventioning, I think, in, like, 2022, officially. Like, maybe end of 2021, all of 2022. And at conventions, like, I wear masks, like, from, like, day in, day out and everything. But even, like, with a mask, you're interacting with, like, thousands of people. Misaki, hello, thank you so much for joining, and enjoy your lurk. Have fun working, eating, or just merely existing. And you know, as the year, you know, progressed, conventions started having much laxer mask mandates. Like, by now, masks aren't actually required in conventions. So it's really up to the seller, like the artist, to wear a mask or not. And for the most part, I do. During public hours, for sure. During setup and takedowns, I tend to take off my mask because, like, it's a massive space and we as exhibitors is so few people. So I just feel a lot safer doing that. And despite doing all this, like, I was totally fine. And then it's what I'm pretty sure where I got COVID from was watching the Mario movie in theaters. The theater was at, like, maybe 2/5 capacity, but there were a lot of kids, and damn you, Mario! I'm Team Bowser now. It was, cause, okay, if it was from SecurityCon, I started getting symptoms, like, late Sunday. Julie, hello, thank you so much for joining! Thanks for the welcome back! The Mario movie, the ultimate COVID spreader. I know, right? Like, I'm sorry, COVID really wiped me last year. I mean, it totally wiped me for like 2 weeks, so I totally understand now. I mean, I understand, and yet I also know of friends that were like asymptomatic, or like they only had the worst symptoms for like 3 days. And I don't know, I think I had like a little give and take. But yeah, I tried to trace back, like, where could I have gotten it from? Because I started getting symptoms, like, Sunday night. Like, midnight is when I started feeling like, oh, my throat feels really, like, tired or weird, you know? Like, when something doesn't feel normal. And by that Sunday, it was already a week since SecurityCon. But I went to watch the Mario movie on, like, a Friday night. So, I don't know, if symptoms were to show up, like, maybe 2-3 days later, it kind of makes sense. Because I feel like if I got it from SecurityCon, I would have gotten it, like, midweek by then. So I'm pretty certain it's the Mario movie, and we are Team Bowser now, because we're Team Bowser, and This is our villain arc. This is our villain origin story from here on. But yeah, I never had a fever during COVID, which is like great. Fevers are the fucking worst, especially for like I think especially for me. I think everyone, obviously, with how your body handles sicknesses, it's different. Some people get like body aches when they have fevers. Others, like, I don't know, just get really hot. I've never gotten body aches from fevers, but I would always throw up. I would not be able to eat ever if I had a fever, because even like the mildest fever made me throw up immediately. And so, one thing about me also is I've never lost my appetite when being sick. Even pre-COVID, when I had a flu that was so bad that I lost my taste, I still like ate things. I ate things for texture. I bought like Honey Nut Cheerios for the nostalgia of what the flavor was. So yeah, I'm lucky in that I still keep myself fed even when I'm sick. So I didn't have a fever. It just felt like a really bad cold. Like I had a stuffy nose. At some point it was a really runny nose. Sore throat, not scratchy, and like near the end had a little bit of cough. And even right now, I think I might have like a cough here or there. But I felt like overall I didn't get the worst of it. And then it wasn't until I think like the third day when the fatigue, I got brain fog for 2 days, and brain fog is just like you're staring at something that you know you're supposed to do, or that you came here to do, and you can't piece together the steps that your brain's supposed to take to finish it, or even start it for that matter. So I had a little bit of brain fog and then a lot of fatigue. Like I couldn't pinpoint it. I didn't know like really what it was. I just felt like lying on the couch, and I was just tired. I wasn't in pain. I wasn't anything. I was just like, my body just felt drained. So for I think like after the third day, and then for like 5 days afterwards, I just slept on the couch every hour. Like I would be awake for like an hour and a half. Try my best to do something, like get up and walk, or just do something that mentally stimulates me, and then I'd be tired, and then I'd just like fall asleep. And also by the third day, I lost my smell and my taste. Cyberpunk, hello, thank you so much for joining. Glad you're here, and hope you've been resting well. And yeah, so by the third day, I lost my smell and taste, and then if it was just purely losing those senses, that would have been okay for me. Like, I've lost my taste before, it wasn't that bad. Losing smell sucks. Like, losing smell sucks, and then on top of that, I started experiencing phantom smells, where I would smell like either something that smelled really like metallic and chemically, almost like battery acid, or secondhand smoke. It was like this mix of those two smells. And it's weird to describe, and even as I'm like still living it, thankfully the phantom smell has like passed, but even as I'm still living it right now, where I can't smell like a lot of things, it's wild to imagine just how much smell contributes to your mental health, because when you feel like stuffy or just like kept in somewhere, right? We're always like, okay, we're just gonna go out for fresh air. And you don't really realize that fresh air is a mix of like rain and grass and concrete, or like, I don't know, the sunshine and the dust and the trees and the air and stuff. It's so subtle, but like that's what we consider as fresh air. Even just like having, I don't know, nice smelling shampoo, or like the cologne or perfume that you like, it matters so much, right? So when I lost my sense of smell and then I started experiencing phantom smells where it was either I smelled nothing or I smelled secondhand smoke, I was legitimately losing my mind. My mental health never plummeted so hard so fast until that time. And yeah, I definitely slept more because of it. Like, I was almost mentally so down that I just wanted to not be conscious so I didn't have to experience, like, you know, this existence of just smelling secondhand smoke all around me all the time, and I can't escape it. Satsukura-con is over, but time to prep for the next one. Whatever it is, do you have one lined up? Yo, Phantom Smells. Like, why can't Phantom Smells be, I don't know, something pleasant? Like, why can't my brain have retained something that was like a nice smelling flower, or like the smell of laundry or something? Why does it have to smell like my body's falling apart or something? It's rough. So yeah, that was, I don't know, like, I would say my total recovery, or the smell of French toast, right? Or a nice campfire. I mean, I know campfire is also smoke, but like there's a little like woodiness to it. I don't know. Nothing lined up, but fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for you too. There's so many events out there. Like, it's almost like insane how many events there are. It's just being notified of them or like seeking them out, and also, of course, like, some events are smaller or bigger than others, so it's easier to get in or not. But I really hope you have more fun at more conventions. I'd be happy selling French fries for the rest of my life. Like, right? Like, just... Except, like, the cravings. Oh my god, the cravings would be so bad. And, oh, I survived most... Like, for pretty much 2 weeks, I ate nothing but frozen pizza. Like, one frozen pizza a day, and that was it. Because I didn't lose my appetite, but I didn't have much of an appetite when all I can smell is, like, secondhand smoke. And then I couldn't taste it either. So it wasn't like, I guess in a way I lost my appetite because there was no sense to it, but it wasn't because, like, I don't know, I had a little bit of a upset stomach, but it wasn't like, you know, I actually fully lost my appetite. So I would say my COVID recovery took actually like 2 weeks. By the 10th day, which is usually when, like, oh, you're technically safe to go outside, and you should be, like, COVID negative by now. It wasn't until, like, the 10th day when some of my symptoms actually, like, alleviated. Like, I actually woke up in the morning and felt normal, like, energized. But then, like, by midday, my energy levels, like, drained, like, super fast. And it was a gradual progression, for sure. And, you know, as I'm speaking now, yeah, energy levels are back to 90-95%. I still feel like sometimes I can sense that my reflexes are a little slower, or, I don't know, there's like a little bit of a zone out moment for me. Smell and taste are still, like, minimal, but I'm just grateful and happy for where I am right now, and fingers crossed, slowly but surely, I'll get back to normal, and hopefully I don't get it again. It's wild to think that, like, and I've also heard too from some other friends that they've been kind of hearing anecdotally that this current strain of COVID seems to come back harder with, like, a couple more symptoms. Whereas it seems like the last, like, 2 or 3 strains were, like, they were bad, but they weren't, like, as bad as what I experienced. Even my mom was like, you sound worse. Like, even my mom was like, you sound sicker than when I got COVID. I'm like, I know, Mom. But yeah, keeping myself hydrated, trying to make, definitely making a keynote of that. It'll return. I had long COVID for like 3-4 months, but I feel pretty much back to my old self. Oh man, Kat, I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm really glad that you're pretty much back to your old self. Yeah, for all the things that like long COVID could have affected or like given me, again, it's kind of like finding the silver lining and just being grateful for like what I have. So I haven't been on stream for 3 weeks. I haven't done anything for 2 weeks, and it's such a bummer to me because I guess I'll announce this now, then I'll announce it before I head out. But May 17th will be the last stream before I go on my convention season break, because starting like end of May, I have back-to-back conventions, OtaFest and Anime North. And then June is actually a little break, but then I'm back into it starting like July and August. So I'm just giving myself a lot more rest, a lot more leeway in time. I also in June have like 2 back-to-back weddings to attend. So just like last year, I'm gonna have a season break at twitch.tv/Puglie, and I'll be back hopefully in the 4th quarter, which is like September, October time. But yeah, I have these conventions lined up, and another reason why I'm giving myself a little bit more of this time is I discussed it recently before, but I'm making a much more proactive effort and a conscious effort now to pivot Puglie in the way that I really want to go towards. And this is kind of like business talk, but like I really love conventions. I love the energy that they bring. I love being able to say like hi to people, thank people, meet people. I love the camaraderie and the community of Artist Alley and being with your peers and being with people that have the same drive as you, if not just being with really rad people and like cool artists. Like everything about conventions is fun. But when you make conventions like your business and like the core of how your business runs, it's tough. And I think like COVID, like during the lockdowns, has taught us how almost finicky conventions can be. And I know a lot of artists who use conventions as their main bread and butter, and like it makes sense too, because like the income that you get from conventions is like enough to tide you over for a good little bit, and you move inventory and all that stuff. But I definitely know artists that if they miss out on a convention, if they miss out on one that like that is pretty big, or they don't get into a handful of them, it completely not only demoralizes them, but it puts them in a dangerous spot. And for me, I've gotten to a point where I still really love conventions, but I don't want it to be this like make or break thing for Puglie. And it's technically not. I still have like other avenues, but those other avenues are like not as well thought out. If I were to, I don't know, describe it visually, it's like there's these multiple paths to get to like the Puglie shrine, like where I want Puglie to be. And the convention path is like, it's well paved, it has some like nice street lamps and everything. Like I know how to do a convention, run it smoothly, all that stuff. But things like online shopping, or getting Puglie into stores for like consignment, wholesale, all that thing, or like licensing, or anything else in between. It's almost like dirt road, or or maybe you're lucky with like some semblance of attempt or something to take that path towards the Puglie goal. And so I just want to make the really conscious effort to, stop focusing on the convention path, and to stop, putting everything into that one path, and just kind of divvy up those funds and that energy and everything into the other courses that I can take. And I don't know, at least make all of the journeys just so much more smoother and more purposeful. And so and then whichever path I choose to lean in on more or something will be comfortable for me. So yeah, that's kind of like the main thing of it. I definitely know a couple of my peers and also some fans are like, "Oh no, you're not gonna do conventions anymore." It's like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing conventions anymore. I'm limiting them for now. And I think next year I'm definitely making a more conscious effort to not go to as many. Just so I can set myself up to maybe go to more, or maybe go to ones that like I've never been before, but I couldn't afford to go because, in the grand scheme of things, like, oh, the bigger convention is more like business, like means more to my business than like the small one, which is like a really unfortunate way to look at conventions. I've never been to a convention, but it does sound amazing. It is so fun. Like, it's great. Like, there's definitely different niches and everything. There's a convention for like anything. There are conventions that are solely like more like markets, where it's just like vendors and exhibitors, and you're just there to like buy stuff, support local. But then like the bigger conventions are like this full event. Like, there's markets that has, you know, artist alley and vendors for you to buy stuff. There's shows, there's dance parties, there's like Q&A panels, there's community driven things like, you know, fans of this anime or whatever all got together to make this like dope animation or something. You can meet celebrities, you can meet like, you know, really famous artists from studios and stuff. And there's just like so much for an attendee to do. And I think if you put in a little research into like conventions just to figure out your niche, like, are you into Western comics? Are you into anime? Are you into like macabre and gothic stuff? I think there's something there for everyone. I mean, like, I think there's a convention for everyone's interests. So yeah, I hope one day, Puggie, you get to experience a convention, no matter how big or small. Just go in there with an open mind and have fun. But yeah, I'm pretty bummed out that for 2 weeks I haven't been able to do like anything. I was so excited after SecureCon, before my convention season officially starts, to like work on things, to set myself up to get going on things, so that even if I was away for conventions, it's like, okay, this is done, I don't have to worry about it. And I have so much like merchandise that I have designed lined up that unfortunately got delayed because I just didn't get to my computer, or I could only get to my computer for like an hour before I got tired again. But I'm making the most of it. But with that said, though, there are a couple things that I'm excited to show you guys that arrived while I was like comatose on the couch. So let's move over to the shopping channel. Hello! For one easy payment of $9.99 or more plus shipping and handling, you can grab a whole bunch of things that I am going to put in the store very soon. But two things that are already on the store that I have not actually posted about yet is a restock of my two most popular key tags right now, Tired and Will Cut You. And this time around, the manufacturer that I'm working with is like, I'm very appreciative of her because she really took care of the attention to details that I've asked for. Excuse me. So like, for one thing, I purposely designed it so that like the key tag on one side is like a full design. Upside down. It's like a full design, and then the other side of the key tag is not like fully across. There's this space here. And the space is because if you happen to have like, you know, just the right placement of everything, and if you have a grip on your merchandise, see, the charm fills up that little empty space. And also, the lobster clasp is like up top and technically in front of the charm, because I had a couple of batches where the lobster clasp was behind the charm, and the issue with that is if it's behind the charm, then when you actually access the lobster clasp, it would technically be pushing the charm like backwards. Like you wouldn't really see it in this area. So I'm really appreciative of my new manufacturer being so attentive to detail, asking me for checks and everything, and making these little things that I've designed come true. Tired, very relatable, right? Like, actually, I can't say I'm tired now. I am so excited and so hyped to be back. So, the Tired key tags and also the Will Cut You key tags are officially back in store in the accessories area of the Puglie Mart. They're not featured right now because I just launched the Puglie Pag and Bulkly apparel and merchandise drops. So they are in the store. I just didn't shout them out yet because I have a bigger drop happening right now. Gotta take a sip. But there are a handful of designs too that are coming up that I'm really excited about. They're gonna be released slowly, like they're not gonna be released all at once. But they're additional key tags, and okay. Those of you that followed me on Instagram or are part of the Loop newsletter, you guys have seen this already. But first we have Thick Boy, and he's just this like the thickest boy here. I made a little edit to the background color of his charm. I just wanted it to be a little bit more vibrant because right now it's looking a little muted. But right now we have Thick Boy, and the back is Big Heart, Bigger Dumpy. And I designed the icon of the heart to actually have a little slit, so it's almost like a butt if you face the other way, like a peach. So yeah, Big Heart, Bigger Dumpy, that is Thick Boy right here. They look so good. Cyberpunk, thank you so much. The dumpy heart, right? You want a plump heart, okay? Everyone should have a plump heart. Not medically, because if you're medically, if your heart is enlarged medically, you should definitely get help for that. Next, we have the Boba Time Puglie key tag. Just for all your bubble tea runs. Just Boba Time on the other side. I tried to make it like more milk tea colored, like a cartoony milk tea colored. It's coming out that way. I find that like milk tea is kind of this weird, it's like a muted brown or a vibrant brown. It's looking more like Thai milk tea, but I didn't want it like super actually milk tea colored just because, sorry, just double checking something. Yeah, just because like, I don't know, Puglie's supposed to be bright and vibrant and cartoony, so I definitely took some artistic liberties and just decided to color it the way I wanted to. So we got Boba Time right here. And then one of my most popular stickers is Idiot Sandwich. So we got the Idiot Sandwich right here, and then on the key tag it says, "What are you?" And on the other side says, "Idiot Sandwich." Cute, thank you. So yeah. I don't know, I love designing merchandise because like, merchandise design in itself is art, right? Like you're given a medium, just like a canvas, and you're given limitations, and you make the most of it. So it's silly, but I'm personally really happy with the color choices that I made, especially with like, you know, the main fill being more like bready colored, and then just having like the crust color to outline it. You better be hydrated. I know, I'm doing it. Alright, y'all better be hydrating too. Next up is the Helmo Puglie. And this one, okay, out of all the key tags that I had sneak peeked and asked you guys to vote for, the Helmo Puglie did come out like the lowest, but I still want to make him. And some people definitely saw this and was like, that's a Guy Fieri Puglie, like with all the fire and stuff, and I'm like, you're right. So, just for this though, it is the Hello Puglie, and I just love how he turned out. It's a soft enamel with a clear fill on top, so it's like feels pretty smooth, and the other side is just screaming ah. So hopefully this is a big mood for everyone else. To go along with Thick Boy, we do have Dumb Boy, who is Thick Boy and Dumb Boy are the two most favorite boys, and I also really love my Dumb Boy. So this is Dumb Boy. He is round and smooth in the key tag because, you know, smooth brain, rounded. And the other side says no thoughts, head empty. Everything's just smooth and wavy, and that's all that goes on in Dumb Boy's head. The one thing I'm changing is I initially chose rose gold for the keychain and clasp, and I don't know, at first I liked it, but then I felt like it leaned a little bit too heavy into the pink, so I decided to change it back to gold, just to, I don't know, just to add a little extra texture to it, color texture to it. And lastly, this is really just a personal, you know, favorite of mine. Like, I just wanted to make this. I have the VLT Puglie. So, I just love the design. Like, they put the lemon, my lemon tea design right here. And the other side is, like, it's a parody of the Vitasoy logo. And then it says, like, the VLT. And the Puglie VLT is just the extra charm here. And again, he's soft enamel with a clear on top. And of course, the key is gold. So yeah, I'm personally really happy about this. I grew up like with VLT. I just love it. And I'm glad he was a tie between this guy and Bubble Run. So I just hope everyone's as excited as I am for these new key tags. I definitely want to make lanyards that have acrylic charms, like something a little lighter, something a little bit more different. But I also personally really love my key tags because of like the embroidered tag, just like that textile feeling, and a little heavier charm, like a nice metal charm to kind of go with your keys and stuff. On top of all that, I do forget if I showed you guys, but I officially got my Poot Truck series, and I actually forgot to bring the bag. Do I actually have any around me? No, I do not. Maybe next time. Actually, I have a whole, like, hold on, I'm gonna grab a bag so I can show you guys. Alright, so y'all get a sneak peek into what everything looks like. Ooh, got a little dusty. But, so happy with how everything came out. So here's my Poot Truck series with the backing cards. This is the Burger Truck. So everything says, like, you know, Puglie Series 1, Poot Truck, fresh Poots served daily. I really hope that a lot of people love the Poot Truck series, because I would also really love to continue the same, like the truck design and have fantastical things. Like, what if I had more like a fantasy Poot Truck where instead of selling food, it's like potions or swords or something like silly. Yeah, or like just extend to other foods. So we have the Burger Truck right here. And with all the cards, there's obviously the all the ones that you can collect. The slogan, complete the fleet. And of course, there's the super special chase one that I'm not even gonna reveal to you guys. I just want it to be a very sincere, very big surprise to everyone that will get one. And then we have the Pizza Truck. we have the taco truck. This is, okay, a personal favorite of mine. And this is the ice cream truck. And I love the kind of pastel primary colors that I chose. Just love how vibrant it is. And I also love soft serve ice cream. So this is one of my personal favorites, just with color-wise and everything. And also, of the series, like, it is a more special color, I guess, like with the blues and the whites and stuff. The burger and pizza definitely strays more into like the yellow and red, but it's also burger and pizza. Can't go wrong with red and yellow. And then we also have the boba truck, which is what I colored to be more milk tea colored, but it's a milk tea truck. And of course, again, there's a sixth one, which is the special one, but again, I'm not gonna show you guys. I want whoever gets it to really see it for the first time. And so this is my blind pin series. You won't be able to actually choose which ones you buy. If you're at a convention though, I will always have one open. And if you get one that you're not really loving, but you love the one that I have on display, I do allow trades for that. So that's kind of like the one benefit that I have with being at conventions. But how these guys are going to be presented is in a to-go bag. Like in a little paper bag. I would have designed this to be more like, like a McDonald's bag or something. But it's a little Puglie meal that you got from the Poo truck. And, I chose this. Oh, why do you guys get so dusty? Just being on my living room table. So, with my actual display, my local display, this is actually the truck that I'm gonna be selling out of. It's not a real truck. It's a backdrop with the window being able to open. It's called the Poot truck because it's just a Puglie truck. That's all it is, and it's just keep rolling. Music is a little loud compared to my voice. Thank you so much. I will. How's this level? I should probably talk so I can so you guys can actually hear the level. Let me lower it just a tinge more to 35. Let me know how this sounds to you guys. That's better? Perfect. So yeah, it's just a little paper bag. That's the Puglie meal, and I had to hand perforate all these labels, cause at first, these are paper adhesive labels, which I thought weren't gonna be laminated. I thought they was just gonna be straight up paper, but they were laminated, and so they were tougher to rip than I initially thought. So I had to hand perforate, just get one of my cutters. Joshua, hello, thank you so much for joining again, and thank you so much for resubscribing. Thank you for the 26-month streak. I appreciate you so very much, and thank you for joining in. I hope you've been well. I hope you were weller than I was 2 weeks ago, and I hope you're doing super solid. But yeah, I perforated all these ones so that when people open it and literally crack it open, I hope that extra feeling, that extra experience makes it funner. Because I don't know, for me with Puglie, it's all about experiences. It's all about just having a memory of something that you enjoy. So I have to hand pack all of these. I have to take the pins, fold up the bags, and then pack it and then actually stick it on myself. So it's definitely a lot of work, but chill work. And I'm so excited to launch these online at conventions. I just want people to have fun with them. I really do. It's cute, thank you. Joshua, party hard! So yeah, these these, along with the key tags, I'm so excited for. They just require time, and unfortunately, time is always that weird thing that we are running out of.
I used to respect you, thought I was enough. Yeah, feels like half a century ago. Cause you keep coming back after telling
Max Black Cat, a left-handed doodle. Oh my god. Okay. What would you like? What would you like for that left-handed doodle? Let's go, let's go. I'll draw your left-handed doodle before I get to the last little bit that I was gonna show off. That also came during a time when actually it did come during the time when I was sick, so I was waiting for it. So excited, so excited. Oh man. I have to like fire up, gotta stretch the left hand and get ready for this. It's almost Cinco de Mayo, Huge. Can you draw Puglie in a poncho and sombrero? Yes. I think I can. Let me look up what a poncho and sombrero looks like. Just to be sure. Cause like I know, like in my head I'm like I know what they look like, but like, oh, how do things like, how do they fold? How do they like, how does the sombrero like tilt up and stuff? I just want to know. Cinco. Alright, let's... Alright, I'm gonna switch over to drawing. And alright, let's look up some reference pictures. I just googled Cinco de Mayo, but maybe I might look up just like poncho and sombrero. Like, that's a lot of sombreros. Sombrero. Aw, look at this man's. Let's see, let's see. Okay, I think I get it. I think I know what it should look like. Alright, let's go. Left-handed doodle. Cinco de Mayo Puglie in a poncho and sombrero. Let's do this. The white people wearing it as costumes. I know. I was like, I want to look up like a more legit reference. Oh, our history. And when I say our history, I mean like North American history, not like Chinese people history. Alright. Let me set up everything. We are... Oh. Size is, I think, this is it. And let's do the good old swerve. And I'm gonna choose a bright pink, because I always sketch or draw in a bright pink. Because it's a left-handed doodle, of course, there's no need to sketch it. We're just gonna go straight into it. Alright. Puglie in a sombrero and poncho. I'm just forming the image right now into like what Puglie's doing. Because like, Puglie has such stubby arms that it's almost kind of funny if he couldn't. Like, have his arm reach out of the poncho, but if he like waves, then the poncho would be lifted up anyways. So kind of like tilt down as he's waving. I think it'd be cute if he had like his head tilted, wearing a sombrero, like he's waving to you. It's like a happy Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. I'm thinking about all this. I can see the image in my head, and then I know for a fact that like my hand is not going to perform exactly what's in my head. But let's go for the best. So first, I'm going to just get the head in and get the neck roll. Honestly, like, my left hand would be so good for writing spooky things. I don't know why, I just have this natural wobble to it that's a very even wobble. Like, isn't it so odd that, your non-dominant writing hand just, like, your other hand, your brain, is able to write very well with the other hand, right? But then the hand that you're not versed with is just like, nope, none of those skills transferred. Alright. Yo, just looking pretty decent. And then proportionately, it goes about yay there, and oh. Wow, erasing a doodle? The effort. Alright, and we got a sombrero, so I'm going to gracefully draw this right across. Yep, grace, just absolute elegance. And the lip of a sombrero just like comes up a little bit. And like a little hill up here. And Puglie is technically leaning on one side, so that's where his wave's gonna go. I saw this TikTok where this white man was wearing that and asking people if it's offensive. All the white folks said yeah, and were mad, and Hispanic people were like, noise. It's odd. It's like, I think a part of it, like, not that it's odd. I mean, in some ways it is. It's like, if you don't know, especially in this day and age, you just err more on the side of, like, being careful or respectful or whatever. And a part of not knowing is, like, you actually just don't know if the dress or uniform or whatever you're wearing is symbolic or culturally, like, relevant in some way. Like, if we use like these robes particularly for like funerals, or like only for special occasions to honor like something or another. But even for, I would say, us, or me, who's like a first generation immigrant, and then there's second and third generations in these countries like Canada and the US, where you're so separated from like your culture and where you're from. And so when it comes to the discourse of like appropriation and what's allowed and what's not, all you have to base it off of is, okay, well, you can ask your parents and have a very interesting conversation about culture. You can like go to Wikipedia, Google and stuff. And then you can also hear the back and forth of people saying, like, it's not offensive, this is totally fine. And then people saying, like, it's offensive just, like, because it's our culture, or, like, it's part of our culture. And it is just a landmine of areas to talk about. I know there's like these designs usually on the lip of the sombrero, so I'm just trying to give it a little extra texture. Alright, what do you think? Okay, wait, if this was like a Puglie poncho, instead of like a pattern, I would actually make it. Oh no, I'm gonna put this at the bottom. I'd definitely make it into like a donut. So it's like a donut poncho with sprinkles. That's kind of cute. Oh my god, he's so cute. Thank you. I honestly think he's so cute. But yeah, like, I'll be honest, y'all. When I first started Puglie, I think back in 2014, 2015, I actually wanted to draw. I don't know if I showed you guys on stream before. I wanted to draw a Dio de. I'm so sorry. Dio de los Muertos Puglie, like Day of the Dead Puglie. And I looked up a lot of like references on like, you know, the Hola Puglito. So cute. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, there we go. Like, this is back in 2014. And I looked up like references into like cartoon representation and then like actual real life representation and like a little mix of both. And in the end, Dia de los Muertos. Oh, okay, there we go. And I also just wrote it here too. Except I wrote Dio instead of Dia. One day when I go into fixing this. But like, I drew this and, you know, I showed it to my Mexican friends and they're like, that's so cute and stuff. But in the end, I just never finished it. Okay, one, because I drew slow. So it was like, by the time I was like even done the sketch, it was already over and I was like, maybe next year. And then I just never picked it up again. But it's one of those things where, like, if I were to draw something of, like, say, that culture or celebration or whatever, like, I always try to do my research into, like, where it came from, what it means and stuff. But even so, I am genuinely always worried about, like, oh, look at this Chinese person drawing Dia de los Muertos stuff, or like, oh, look at this Chinese person selling like this design that is like Cinco de Mayo pug when he's not even like Mexican or something. And I am like, perhaps I'm just like on Twitter too much, but it's definitely one of a worry of mine where like I don't want to need to defend myself from wanting to just like learn about something of another culture. And like draw it because that's an expression of how I like to share what I learned. Honestly, I'm very impressed in the detail of that Puglie, like the candles and the face design. It looks like you put a lot of work and research into it. Oh, thank you. Like, obviously there are interpretations of the celebration through like other artists and stuff, but like, I don't want to just copy another like artist's rendition, right? I want to find out what reference they use to come to that conclusion to use it. So that's why I try to look for like real life people or real life photographs or whatever it is, YouTube videos and stuff to actually like what imagery is actually commonly used in these things, and you know, maybe push it a little, like the size of the roses or you know, how often these candles come up. But yeah, I just feel like places like Twitter can be so incendiary, and even with the best intentions, it's always received or taken in with like the most malicious and worst interpretations. And yeah, like, I think even for me, I mean, I've never like been called out before, but for anything that I've drawn, though, like, granted, most of the things that I drew is like comes from my life. Like, I mean, I grew up with Vitasoy, or like, you know, tacos and burritos are not like, you know, is not just only in one place. Obviously, there are like like Mexican restaurants all over the world, kind of thing, right? But when it comes to celebrating like something that is so uniquely a culture, like say a holiday, celebration, tradition, or whatever, it's just, I want to be able to respect it without having to paste like an essay on all the research that I did. So yeah, this is where I sit. I didn't do anything to it. Let me save it. So yeah, that's my little rant on it's not even a rant. It's just a discussion, I guess, on like, there are definitely things that are like appropriation where you look at it, it's like that is not any one thing. It's so weird. But then there's definitely, I think, times when people genuinely were interested in something, drew it out, or made a song about it, or whatever it was, because that's their outlet for sharing. And I don't know, they just got like called out for it or whatever, because it's, I don't know, people just have the worst, people just consider the worst intents behind things. Anyways, all that aside, next Black Cat, I hope you really love your little Puglito. I'm gonna take a screenshot of it because, of course, I'm gonna post it on Twitter after, and I'm gonna write exactly what you said. Just Hola Puglito. I do think he's really cute though. Like, I'm looking at this now. I'm like, okay, if his poncho is like the donut design, what would be the top of his hat? Like, because if I make it also a donut, it seems almost a little redundant. But yeah, just little ideas. Alright. I'm gonna double check that I saved it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Alright. Next up, or what we're gonna be working on today, up until I would say around 5:45, because I do have to meet up with a couple of Puglie customers to pass off some stuff that they purchased. Is what's actually gonna be the next Sticker Society cult offering. And I've had this idea for a while, which is having the actual Puglie plushie, but like adding some graphics and text to it. Like using this 3D photograph and adding like a colored border, adding some like graphical stars, having text that, you know, is something stupid, and then making a sticker out of it. It's been an idea that I've been curious about, because I'm like, what if it's just, you know, what if someone doesn't want a plushie because, like, you know, they don't know what to do with it, or like they don't have room or whatever, but they really do like the look of the plushie. So I figured I might as well try it out. This is unrelated, but I remembered about this trend on TikTok about British people eating Chinese takeout. They call it a Chinese, and the food doesn't even look Chinese. They have chicken balls, curry sauce, and fries. Oh my god. Like, that kind of stuff where, I don't know, even just a very quick and simple Google search, like, that's where I would... Okay. 2 avenues. That is where I would call it disrespectful, but the caveat is, I don't know if that's Chinese food in Britain. I highly doubt it is, but the reason I say that is because definitely when it came to, when it came to immigration, and it came, like, for immigrants to fit in to like, wherever they immigrated to, obviously it was very racist. And so it wasn't about them bringing their culture, it was them, like, trying to do what they could so that the place that they immigrated to would accept them. So it almost makes me wonder if, like, one, you know, these people legitimately went to a Chinese restaurant, like, it's advertised as a Chinese restaurant, it is Chinese people running it, but it's the Chinese people that offered these, these options in their menu because they're just trying to fit into the culture, or trying to fit into, like, what white people expected of them. Because I definitely see that as an instance, like, happening. I've definitely seen some weird menus from, like, Chinese people, Indian people, Pakistani people, like, all that stuff. And definitely when I see it in Chinese menus, I'm like, what are you doing here? Like I'm literally looking at the menu item. It'll be, I don't know, like, I know why fish and chips are included. What would be such a American thing? Like, I'll see, like, mac and cheese or something. I'll be like, well, why are you here? And of course, their rendition of mac and cheese is nothing like, you know, Kraft mac and cheese, or, like, say, Southern mac and cheese and stuff, but it's just what they were making, because sometimes their clientele are afraid to try actual new things. A Chinese buffet place in my hometown has pizza, right? Like, stuff like that. Oh, yeah, just so you guys can actually see what I'm like, just cycling through what, which ones I want to clean up. So, what we're going to be working on today is these photos of Puglie that I've taken, and we're going to clean up, basically what he looks like. Clean up the background so that he can be used fully, and kind of see how it goes from there. Did I do... Or maybe I actually did clean up, like, I deleted the things that I cleaned up. Alright, let's work with this one first. But yeah, like, I learned from a friend a couple of years back that apparently, chop suey, which I don't actually know what chop suey is, but apparently chop suey is an American Chinese food, because when Chinese people immigrated to America, they just created this, and a lot of... I've never seen chop suey on any menu. I feel like I've seen it in, like, food courts maybe, but, like, yeah, apparently they created chop suey because Americans, or I guess, like, primarily white people, just liked it, so they just, like, kept making it. But it's not, like, a native Chinese dish by any means. That's a great point. If that's the case, then I feel sorry for them for not knowing how good Chinese food is, right? But man, like, apparently General Tso's chicken is also American. Yes, I've also heard of that too. It's a thing of the past. Okay. But yeah, it's like stuff like this where... Yeah, you consider, like, what were the circumstances that led to something like that being created. And, you know, like, even I, who grew up in a predominantly Chinese, like specifically Chinese community, um, even in elementary school, I still had like my Caucasian classmates like make fun of me for my lunch or be like, "Ew, what's that?" Um, or just make really shitty comments. And they would never like me as a kid. I'd be like, "Do you want to try it?" And then they'll be like, "Ew, no." One memory that really stuck with me is my mom got like a sushi making set, like a sushi roll making set, and it's she got it from those like trade shows. Oh my god! And hello, thank you so much for the raid, Sadwood Kitty. Hello, thank you so much for putting along, Miss McFeely. Thank you so much for putting along. Oh my god, welcome everyone, and thank you so very much. You really don't. You did not have to, but thank you so much for being here and for maybe celebrating my my time back. It's sorry, I was just catching up before the raid, but there's a good documentary on General Tso's chicken for Chinese American restaurants. I think I've heard of that documentary. Never watched it, but I did hear about it. Hello, everyone. I had to. Are you getting 7 kinds of rest? What are the 7 kinds of rest? I was wearing my Puglie hoodie. Aw, and thank you. Hello, all of you that just joined. I did not know you streamed. How cool. Oh, yes, I stream. Hello. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name's Huge. It's like Eugene, but shorter, but my name is actually Huge. And this is Puglie. He's my imaginary pug that I created because I unfortunately don't actually have a real pug, so I ended up creating my own. Now he's all of my life, as Anne would know, and we just have fun here. We chat, we talk about things, random topics come up, and we just explore things. But yes, Anne, thank you so very much for the raid, and oh, let me do that streamer thing. You guys also came just in time, in a way? Like, this is my first stream back after 3 weeks of not streaming. Everyone, I mean, most of you guys came from Anne, and the other half of you know who Anne is, but please follow Anne of Arcasian. Show her so much love because she deserves the world. She is one of the most sweetest, genuine, and funniest people I've ever met. Just like a ball of hype and energy and just so much love for all her peers and every single person that she ever comes across. So please, if you follow her already, if you already know about her, just send her a little bit more appreciation because she deserves all of that. But yeah, I haven't streamed for 3 weeks because the first week I had a little trip planned, and then the next 2 weeks I was actually recovering from COVID. So this is my first stream back. And it's gonna be this and 2 other streams before I actually go on my con season break, where I'm just flooded with conventions for the summer, so there's no time or energy to stream. So thank you all so much for being here. Just gonna drop into Lurk to make some dinner and give my eyes a little rest, but you're gonna crush tonight's stream, and thank you so much. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you so much again for being here. Oh, and Woe and Grow, thank you so much for putting along. Amaimi? Sorry, it took me like a little second to like piece the letters in a row, but Amaimi, thank you so much for the lurk. Appreciate you. Have a great nibble or work or just pure existence into the void. Hope you're feeling better. I am feeling a lot better, especially compared to my last 2 weeks, so I am very happy to be where I am right now. What the hell is this? You can't see these nice things. You can't say these nice things. I've a link to the 7 Kinds of Rest article we're referring to if you want to read. Oh yes, please paste the link. I think you have permission. If not, you can DM it to me. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Oh my god, you just locked a memory I had when I brought my sandwich to a school and kids were pretending to throw up. It was scrambled eggs cooked with refried beans with mayo on toast. That sounds so good. That sounds so tasty and filling. What the heck? Okay, wait. Y'all, let's explore this together after I think I missed a little bit of chat, so I just want to double check that. Ooh, TED ideas. Those of you that came from like the end stream already know this, but let's review it. Let's see how much you guys listened. Oh, I also learned that fettuccine alfredo is also American, and the only reason it's on some menus in Italian restaurants is because tourists keep asking for it. I had no idea about that. What? Okay, so for context for any of you that just joined, we were actually chatting about food and cultures and what cultural foods were created purely for the country that like the immigrants live in. So for example, like General Tso's chicken, and I guess today I learned fettuccine alfredo were made purely in America for Americans. And this topic arose because Max Black Cat was talking about this TikTok trend that she witnessed, which was British people showing off like eating Chinese takeout food, but like the Chinese takeout food was like curry, fries, and like chicken balls or something. And at first glance or first impression, you're almost like, that's so racist. But my one caveat, which, you know, gave way to the topic, is if that is actually Chinese food in Britain, because the first Chinese immigrants had to, in a way, adapt or just sell things that they thought British people liked or that they saw British people eating, and so they just had to make it. And so even if the restaurant is like outwardly Chinese and it's Chinese people running it, perhaps the things in the menu are not like legitimately Chinese because it's just them adapting. Kaio, hello, thank you so much for joining. Hope you've been well, because I'm doing much better. And thank you so much for all the well wishes also when I was not feeling better. Ooh. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 25 months. I appreciate you so much. Oh my god, 25, right? Thank you so very much. I can't believe it's been 25 months. Really appreciate all of you being here and for always supporting me. We are going to check out the 7 types of rest that every person needs. That was recommended by the community that Anne of Arcasian rated us with. So let's check it out. These 7 types of rest. Have you ever tried to fix an ongoing lack of energy by getting more sleep, only to do so and still feel exhausted? If that's you, here's the secret. Sleep and rest are not the same thing, although many of us incorrectly confuse the two. I totally agree with that. A lot of people always tell me to get rest or like get more sleep, but like that doesn't do it for me. We go through life thinking we've rested because we've gotten enough sleep, but in reality we are missing out on the other types of rest we desperately need. The result is a culture of high achieving, high producing, chronically tired, and chronically burned out individuals. We're suffering from a rest deficit because we don't understand the true power of rest. Rest should equal restoration in 7 key areas of your life. The first type of rest we need is physical rest, which can be passive or active. Passive physical rest includes sleeping and napping, makes sense, while active physical rest means restorative activities such as yoga, stretching, and massage therapy that helps improve the body's circulation and flexibility. Okay, yes. God, do I want a massage so bad. I just want to be beaten up so bad. Like, just drill knuckles into my spine and my muscles and just like, please, I feel that so much. Ooh, sort of related, there's a great video from the designer Linus Bowman on YouTube about Chinese food fonts and how they reflect the complicated history of adapting to survive in the US. Thank you so much. I've never heard of it, but like I just know the gist and the feel of it, and that's almost like so much of it's such an interwoven discussion, right? Like survival for immigrants, adaptation, especially when you live in a country that's about like being a melting pot instead of multiculturalism. The survival based on racism, and then leaning into it because that's all you can do to survive. It's called How This Font Became the Face of Chinese Food in America, and definitely recommend. Thank you so much. I'm gonna write that down on my little post-it note. And Linus Bowman, Chinese food fonts. Linus Bowman. Food fonts. Yeah, thank you so much, Bowman Grow. I love that. It's such an interesting and just such a, I want to say convoluted topic. Not that it's like confusing by any means, but it's just there's so many things intertwined with it. And it's like you have to understand the intentions from so many aspects. I got my first massage a couple months ago, and I agree. Just like, need me like bread dough. I want that so bad. I've been meaning to go get a massage. It's just like, it's just been one thing after another. Like, event, little getaway, 2 weeks of COVID, and then just today I had to get my car towed because one of my cars is having issues. So I have to lean into my other car now to get errands done. So life happens, and we just do our the next best thing we can. It's like a whole day put towards it, and also money rip indeed. Alright guys, let's learn how to get rest so that hopefully we can save on a little bit of money and be a little bit more fulfilled. The second type of rest is mental rest. Do you know that coworker who starts work every day with a huge cup of coffee? He's often irritable and forgetful, and he has a difficult time concentrating on his work. When he lies down at night to sleep, he frequently struggles to turn off his brain as conversations from the day fill his thoughts. Also probably embarrassing moments that you relive. And despite sleeping 7 to 8 hours, he wakes up feeling as if he never went to bed. He has a mental rest deficit. The good news is you don't have to quit your job or go on vacation to fix this. Schedule short breaks to occur every 2 hours throughout your workday. These breaks can remind you to slow down. You might also keep a notepad by the bed to jot down any nagging thoughts that would keep you awake. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Like, sorry, I'm quiet because I'm like wondering, do I get enough mental health rest? And honestly, I feel like I do. Despite having so many things like always running in my mind and feeling the pressure and stress of some things because of time, like I never really felt the need to do these things or feel like I was worried about it. But it's nice to always keep in mind. The third type of rest we need is sensory rest. Yeah. Bright lights, computer screens, background noise, and multiple conversations, whether they're in an office or on Zoom calls, can cause our senses to feel overwhelmed. This can be countered by doing something as simple as closing your eyes for a minute in the middle of the day, as well as by intentionally unplugging from electronics at the end of every day. Intentional moments of sensory deprivation can begin to undo damage inflicted by the overstimulating world. Aw, Cookie Cuckoo, thank you so much for putting along. I appreciate you, and I hope you're enjoying learning about rest, and also just being here and enjoying the vibe. sensory rest is one of the biggest things for me. Caroline, hello, thank you so much for putting along, and thank you so much for being here also. Hope you're enjoying the vibe, hope you're enjoying learning about rest, and I hope all of us can come away from here just knowing what's the next best thing for us. I don't know if it's just me, but the music is a tad loud. Okay, I will continue reducing it. Thank you so much, Rowan Guro, for letting me know. Because I did have this issue a little earlier. Desire Lines Games let me know about it. So, let me know if it's still a little loud compared to my mic. I also wonder if some songs are not balanced the same, so maybe some songs are coming out a little louder than previous songs. But regardless, thank you so much for letting me know. Sensory rest is the biggest thing for me personally. I've so like, you guys know how you have old phones? I mean, yeah, we all have old phones. How do I explain this? Sometimes when, right before I go to bed, which, okay, isn't good, like, bedtime rest hygiene, because technically you shouldn't be looking at screens, but sometimes before bed, I want to put on, like, a calming YouTube video or something, and I have a mini projector that has, like, has an app that's in your phone, that's like a remote or whatever. But what I've specifically done is my main phone that, you know, has all my messenger apps, Twitter, Facebook, all that, I leave outside of my bedroom. I leave it to charge in my living room, and in my bedroom is an old phone of mine that, like, it's an iPhone. The OS is a little old, but the app to control the projector and to run YouTube works just fine. And so I have that purely as a remote control. And so when I unplug, at the end of the day, I truly unplug. If anyone's messaging me after I say goodnight, like, they won't be able to reach me. There are little worries about, like, oh, what if it's an emergency or something? But, I mean, knock on wood, that, like, that doesn't happen while I'm asleep. And, so far, it's worked wonders for me. Sensory rest is so needed, but I live next to a college, and there's constant cars outside, and there's a military base near me, so constant planes and jets. Oh, no. I sometimes just stand in my shower and use that as white noise. Yes! And I think that's the most OG sensory rest that, like, all of us have experienced. Like, if we don't get a bathtub, I think a shower, and also why so many people take long showers, is literally that. You get no more distractions, there's no messages coming at you, you can't use your phone in the shower. All you are focusing on is the water, literally what's around you, and the task at hand, which is, you know, bathing yourself. I also get sensory rest when I work out. And I think, like a lot of my friends are kind of baffled with how I keep up with a workout routine. And it's really because when I work out, it limits everything else. Like, it's very simple. Lift heavy object. Don't get crushed by heavy object. Get tired. Put down heavy object. Like, that's all you need. That's the very base of it. Of course, you can keep track of, like, your you know, lifting heavier, how many reps, all that. But, like, you're literally there. You have one job. Lift heavy object, count to 8. And that's it. And I just find working out so relaxing because in our overstimulated world where you're getting, like, 5 notifications from Instagram, 2 from Twitter, I don't know, 5 people are trying to talk to you at the same time, your mom's trying to call you or something. Sometimes the simplicity of just counting to, like, 5, just sitting there and counting to 5, is that rest. Shower is the first ever sensory rest people experience sometimes, right? Core human feeling. Now I want to shower. Oh man. Like, I get so many complaints from, like, my parents, my girlfriend, like, why do you shower so long? And it's just me, like, standing in the shower, enjoying the water, enjoying, like, I don't know, being butt naked, and being, like, and just thinking. Like, thinking, like, having a song play in my head, like, thinking about, oh, what's there to do tomorrow and stuff. And for me, it's almost like having that sensory deprivation and being able to think about what there is to do tomorrow, it just sets you back on track. Because you don't have, like, all these messages and emails telling you what you should be doing right now. You have just you and your thoughts being like, alright, step 1, step 2, these are my goals, that's it. The gym during off times, like 11 a.m. on a Thursday, is such a good sensory rest experience. Yes, absolutely. I basically, like, kind of built up a home gym, so I usually have my TV going on and I have, like, my workout music, and it's great. It's great. Also, I love your stream layout, by the way. It's so cute and fun. Aw, thank you so much. Like, a large part of, like, my inspiration for how I designed Puglie is I want him to seem like he's actually part of our world. So I wanted to make it, like, realistic in a way, like, hey, we're FaceTiming, that's why I'm on your screen in a phone, on a camera, talking to you, and you're watching something on an iPad, and all these little Puglies are just being little shits, like, you know, messing things up and eating your chips and stuff, but it's okay, they're just here. So yeah, I hard agree with sensory rest. I think a lot of people don't realize how amazing sensory rest is. I've seen Puglie at events. He's definitely iconic. Oh, thank you. I'm glad he's iconic enough that you remember him. Alright. Gotta take a sip of my tea before I continue reading. The fourth type of rest is creative rest. This type of rest is especially important for anyone who must solve problems or brainstorm new ideas. Creative rest awakens the awe and wonder inside each of us. Do you recall the first time you saw the Grand Canyon, the ocean, or a waterfall? Allowing yourself to take in the beauty of the outdoors, even if it's at a local park or in your backyard, provides you with creative rest. The creative rest isn't simply about appreciating nature, it also includes enjoying the arts. Turn your workspace into a place of inspiration. Right here. By displaying images of places you love and works of art that speak to you. You can't spend 40 hours a week staring at blank or jumbled surroundings and expect to feel passionate about anything, much less come up with innovative ideas. Now let's take a look at another individual, a friend whom everyone thinks is the nicest person they've ever met. It's the person everyone depends on, the one you'd call if you needed a favor, because even if they don't want to do it, you know they'll give you a reluctant yes rather than a truthful no. But when this person is alone, they feel unappreciated and, like others, are taking advantage of them. This person requires emotional rest, which means having the time and space to freely express your feelings and cut back on people pleasing. Emotional rest also requires the courage to be authentic. An emotional rested person can answer the question, "How are you today?" with a truthful, "I'm not okay," and then go on to share some hard things that otherwise go unsaid. If you're in need of emotional rest, you probably have social rest deficit too. This occurs when people fail to differentiate between those relationships that revive us from those relationships that exhaust us. To experience more social rest, surround yourself with positive and supportive people. Even if your interactions have to occur virtually, you can choose to engage more fully in them by turning on your camera and focusing on who you're speaking to. Okay, this is like a 2-in-1. The creative rest part is, I like that they touch on the fact that, like, it's go outside and touch grass. Like, that's creative rest. Or, like, that's part of creative rest. I guess I never saw it that way. Huh. That's interesting. because what's really interesting to me is my I consider creative rest, or I consider what my creative rest is sitting down and drawing Puglie. That's literally all I want to do. That's when I feel the happiest, the calmest, and just the most at myself. And like the way I design my apartment is like I do put up things that inspire me or make me happy or interest me. Like your guys' background is my Puglie wall, which is definitely a part of like the things that I put up on my Puglie wall and the things I have on this side are very much things that make me happy and inspire me. But this side that you guys can't see, that I'm usually facing because I'm working on the computer, is is nothing Puglie related outside of like my to-do list. And yeah, just actually surrounding yourself with things that make you happy, no matter how silly it is, even if it doesn't make sense. Like, you can't put into words of what this painting or thing actually is, but if you genuinely have a spark of joy looking at it, get it. Just get it. But yeah, it's funny, with the part about nature, a lot of the times it doesn't speak to me. So I go on a lot of trips with my partner, who loves, like, she doesn't love outdoor things, she just loves, like, traveling and seeing things. I'm not much of a traveler myself, but a year or two ago, we went up to the mountains, in an area that wasn't just, like, the tip top of a mountain. And words and pictures cannot ever explain or give the same feeling as like being physically there. When you stand here and in front of you is this mass of earth, it's like no skyscraper can ever be that large or that tall, and just standing in front of it made me feel so small and insignificant, but in a good way, because it's almost like it was a humbling experience where I felt so small and insignificant, but in turn it made me realize a lot of things that I was worried about or that I was stressing over were also just really small and insignificant. Like, if I was small and insignificant, the things that I was worried about were even smaller and even more insignificant. And it just rerouted just my priorities and the things that I really cared about. I am very privileged in a way that I live in Vancouver, and nature is just literally our backyard. But if you guys can find the time, and hopefully it doesn't cost too much, I definitely recommend going out into nature. Literally recommending y'all to touch grass. And yeah, just try to turn off your phone and make something of it. But yeah, social rest is also another thing. It took me a long time to realize that, yes, I am a people pleaser, but one of the most important people that I should work towards pleasing is myself. And I should defend myself as I would a friend. I should speak for myself as if I would a friend. And part of that is saying no to things that I don't want to do, or I don't think it's worth doing for whoever it is that asks. Alright, the final type of rest is spiritual rest, which is the ability to connect beyond the physical and mental and feel a deep sense of belonging, love, acceptance, and purpose. To receive this, engage in something greater than yourself and add prayer, meditation, or community involvement to your daily routine. As you can see, sleep alone can't restore us to the point we feel rested, so it's time for us to begin focusing on getting the right type of rest we need. It's so interesting. Like, I honestly think this article is so interesting because I vibe with most of the things that were listed, but I definitely know of people that just don't, like, would never consider these things listed, like community and meditation, like rest. I don't know. I guess, like, in the end of the day, like, of course, every human being is different. So you take what you need, take what you think is worth it most for you, and go from there. But yes, that is the 7 types of rest. Sorry, I am like having a hard time. Leslie, thank you so much for sharing this. I'm definitely gonna message Anna after and be like, thank you so much for sharing this. This was really cool, and I'll probably save it for later. Gonna minimize this to save it for later. Oh yeah, sorry. I was also looking up references for ponchos because we drew a little sombrero and poncho Puglie for a left-handed doodle. But I just realized, because I just spotted it in the corner of my eye. After the doodle, I was supposed to show off one more thing that I was really excited about. And, let me, how should I go over this? It's not really a shopping thing. So, I will move back over to, hold on, I will shift my booty over to here, and then I will shift back to webcam main. I feel like the amount of rest everyone needs for all 7 is different to each individual. Also, yes, that is totally a very, very, very good point. Like, I think some people definitely need more, like, say, social rest versus, like, you know, the sensory rest or whatever. And I think even the effectiveness of rest is so particular to, you know, the type of person, right? So I think that's, like, totally, like, it makes sense. I sometimes read things like this and in the moment think I don't need it, but randomly I'll be going through something and remember stuff randomly that helps me get through stuff a lot. Yeah, I totally get this too. Like, sometimes in the moment, it's just like, I don't need this, like, this doesn't make sense to me. But then, you never know when that information is just slotted in the vault of your brain, and when that moment hits, when life teaches you that lesson, it's like, oh, wait, I know this. And I totally get you on this. One of my really good friends, who has helped me a lot, business-wise, in terms of, like, how to be a better, like, business person, manager, all that stuff. He has given me multiple times in my journey with Puglie. And the advice that he gives me at that point, I've been defensive about. Like, he'll give me advice and I'd get defensive because, I don't know, my ego was in the way, I thought I knew better, or I thought I didn't need this advice because it's not relevant to me. And then sure enough, life happens, and then, and I am taught. But I am also taught with a cushion because thanks to my friend who never ever rubbed it in my face. He gave me the heads up, and I think it's moments like that that teaches you humility. That every lesson, no matter how arbitrary you think it is, can always help in some way or another. I'll just recall something and realize it really does help. Yeah, right? And then you're grateful for it. Alright, 2 things. 1, I'm gonna refill my iced tea real fast, and then I'm gonna get the thing that we're gonna open on stream together that I'm really excited about because I didn't have a chance to open it because I was comatose on the couch. Be right back real quick. Alright. So, I got a little thing for myself. Max Black Cat, thank you so much for the booty parade. I got this little thing from, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a little mini collaboration. I still paid for the making of it, but the small business owner, Izzy, of 6 Rugs, who's on Instagram, gave me a discount for this collaboration, just so, you know, we do a little, I get a little something something, and she gets a shout out, along with obviously paying for her time and material cost. So let's open it up because I'm pretty excited about it. And I'm gonna load up my browser to show off her Instagram in a little bit. Alright. So this is from 6 Rugs. I don't know if my camera's gonna catch that. Alright, let's see if I can open this without dropping it. Oh my god, look at that face! Oh my god, this is huge! I did not realize it was this big! Like, I actually did not realize it was gonna be this big. Oh my god. Thank you, Puglie Pug. Aww. So, I guess realistically, I commissioned Izzy for this. And, oh my god. Wait, hold up. I don't want all the cards to fall out. I'm gonna rip out my earphones. Aw. So she wrote a little note just saying thank you, Puglie Pug. And again, this is 6 with the number 6 Rugs. And just a little thing. When you buy from a small business, an actual person does a little happy dance. And that person is Izzy. So Izzy runs her own little small business called 6 Rugs, and it's the number 6 because she's from Toronto, which is known as the 6. That's all I know about it. I forget. I think it's because like there's 6 cities that make up. What do you think is Toronto? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I do not know what happens in the East Coast. So okay, wait, hold up. Oh my god. All right, so there are care instructions. Handmade. It is handmade. Like she punches. So this is called a punch rug, and she does like have a machine that she has to operate, and she like punches it to make it. Do not wash. Gently vacuum rug using a handheld brush attachment. Okay, cool. So those are the care instructions. Handmade, handleable care. And do you want to order a custom rug? Send me a direct message, include the image and dimensions of your dream rug, and let me help you make that dream a reality. So, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a much better screen after this, but if my camera can pick up the information, it's 6 Rugs on Instagram, and then it's also 6.rugs@gmail.com. And then she included a little sticker of her branding, which I'm going to include into my scrapbook. And okay, wow, that's big. I did not realize it was this big. Like, okay, she obviously gave me the measurement to choose from, and I was like, oh yeah, like I brought out a tape measure, right? And I was like, oh yeah, that's a good size. Like, this is a great size, but a tape measure did not show me how big this would be. Okay, this is my new Puglie Rugly. It's huge. Oh my god. It's the size of my torso. Oh, it's so It's so soft. It's like a nice soft. It's like it's firm. Like it's not like cloud soft. It's like a nice firm soft, like something that you would definitely like sit on or just like sink your toes in and stuff. And like if you can see what's a good angle that I should show you this. It's like here's my thumb, and then it just like you can see how deep it goes. Oh my god. Oh, and you can kind of see like the thickness too of the rug. So she hand makes this by if you check out her Instagram too, which I'll put up in a bit, she puts up like this canvas. I think it's a canvas. She puts up this canvas and then projects the image onto it, and then she traces that image with pencil, and then she has this machine that will that punches the material through, but she still has to like aim and like maneuver it and punch it. So this is what is called a punch rug. And then afterwards she cuts the canvas by hand, and then I didn't know this, but she affixes this like backing onto it, so it's not just like the raw canvas, and there's a little grip to it too, so like the rug doesn't move around. So rug reveal, so cute. Thank you guys so much for loving it too. Fluffy, it came out beautiful, right? Yo, wait, let me just I was gonna jokes and be like, oh, this could be like, because I didn't realize how big this was, so I was gonna be like jokes and be like, oh, for like photos I can like use this rug as like a little mask or prop or something, but this is so huge. I love it. Oh my god. Izzy, I gotta find a way to I need to find a way to download this video just so I can edit it to feature this. But Izzy, thank you so very much. This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. And of course too, like as a small business, she like there's only so many threads or yarn or material, I'm just gonna call it material, I don't know fabrics, that she has access to, but she did a phenomenal job like with the colors that she had access to. The brown, the lighter brown, the red is like a little dark, but like, I mean, I don't expect her to go out there and get like a whole ass new roll of red, so this is great. Like, this is honestly great. So she does a lot of like commission-based work, I think. And she also sells in some Nooks stores. So if you're local to Toronto, she has some of her rugs in the Vaughan Mills Nooks, and they're just like designs, like font designs and stuff that say like, I think it says like baby, or maybe it's like a lipstick or something. But I believe she does a lot of commissions, and it's almost like a tattoo in a way, where people come to her with like references or like what they want, like a Powerpuff Girl or something, and she'll just make it into a rug for, you know, a little girl's birthday or something. But honestly, guys, this is fantastic. Oh, tufting gun, yeah, that's what it is. I've seen so many TikToks of this, right? Like, okay, for sure, during the pandemic, like punch rugs and tufting and all that became so big. Like, I definitely saw a lot of people do it. There's even stores that I noticed where you can like make your own rugs, and it's the same process too, right? Like, I definitely saw some friends go to those stores and make their own rug as like a little experience. Maybe not tufting, I have my crafts picked up. Punch rug, tufting, I think it's punching. But yeah, anyways guys, this is the Puglie Rugly. He's so cute. It's so good. Oh my god. So I think sorry, my brain just paused there. Like my train of thought just kind of ended because I'm just like staring at this idiot. it just came out so good, y'all. I can't even. He's so big. A punch gun. Yeah. He's just so big. He's hilarious. Oh my god. I'll be honest, guys. I'll be very honest, and y'all are gonna hate me for it. But I initially was gonna do like make this rug a giveaway item. Like, I don't know, do something special and make it a giveaway. But I love this too much. I'm gonna keep it for myself. It's so special. It is. It'd be cool as a wall hang. Oh, true. Cause like honestly, I would feel like a little. I'd feel bad stepping on his face. I would feel sad. If I kept this like somewhere, I'd keep it in a place where like I definitely would not step there very often. But I will step on this at some point just to feel it. But yeah, you gotta keep it. It's so mean to step on the little guy. It's true. Yeah. Again, this is Izzy. I'm gonna throw up the Instagram once I put this down. But this is the Puglie Rugly. I'm gonna discuss some ideas with her, and we'll see. I'm gonna make a very proper Instagram post and everything to showcase this once I once I get my camera and everything. It's so great. He's gonna be so great for product photo backdrops. Very good. Puglie Rugly is top tier, absolutely top tier. Izzy is fantastic. I love it. Oh my god, I love it so much. He's just so big. Okay, I'm gonna put this back down. What? Alright. We're gonna keep these cards for obviously information and mostly scrapbooking. And let me pull up Izzy's Instagram. Let me. Yeah, okay. I didn't log in yet. So Instagram's gonna wait. Is it? Okay, wait. Hold on. Let me log in. Nope, that's wrong. The age that we live in. Alright, we good. Not now. Show me the Instagram, please. There we go. Alright. Let me in! Alright. Finally, it loaded up. Okay, so this is 6 rugs. You can hopefully see it a lot clearer now. Number 6, IX_rugs. I did hear that Izzy is in the middle of rebranding a little bit. Like, she's gonna work on her logo, maybe her name. Oh, Desire, thank you so much. Actually, wait, you're smart. Here we go. Here's the Instagram link. If you guys wanted to check it out on your own. Oh, Tough did custom rugs. So, Kyle, maybe you were right. Maybe they weren't punch rugs, or maybe they are. Maybe tufting and punching is the same thing. The small business is run by a single woman named Izzy. And, like, look at this rug that she made of Rihanna. Like, That's insane. Wow, I know stuff. It's just so great. And like, you know, she's starting all this out. A lot of her stuff is like commissions and like it's really, she made a Rage Against the Machine. Like, this is new that I've seen, like the Rick and Morty. And yeah, so she gets like, it's whatever her clients like send her, and then she like hand traces all this to this level of detail, and then she gets the punch gun and just punches a rug. And then she shaves it, because apparently that's what you do. And then combs it. But yeah, she's been, so it's cute, like, she gets these commissions from parents to make rugs, for, like, their kids, and, like, she writes their names and stuff like that. It's just a really cute small business, and she's trying to grow. And so, it's really sweet that she reached out to me, and, I really hope that she grows and she can work with more artists, and hopefully she can get more clients that come to her with really cool designs, maybe even like original designs of their own. So yeah, that is 6 Rugs by Izzy, and oh man, I can't wait to. There's so many things I want to play. I need to get to it. I'm also gonna try to download the stream and somehow be able to edit this so I can like show off the reveal and everything, just plan it all out. Just ideas like knocking around in my brain. Alright. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here to witness the joy that I had opening that. That was so great. Oh man. Have you guys ever like, have any of you made those rugs? Have any of you been interested in one or seen them in real life and be like, oh, that's cute? Alright. Meanwhile, I am going to... Oh yeah, so for those of you that need context into what I'm actually doing right now, I have a monthly sticker society, and every month, people are given cult offerings, and cult offerings are 4 stickers, 3 commons, and 1 exclusive to the cult. And for the next cult offering, I want to try making stickers out of the 3D plushie. And I don't know, I just have ideas of like graphics, like 2D graphics and stuff, and text juxtaposed next to like an actual 3D element. Alright, and let's see how good my photoshopping is. Sample all layers? Yes. Why? Okay, you know what? There we go. And let me do this. Okay, refine edge. And yeah, just in a little bit. I'm imagining them in different sizes now. Tiny Puglie rug, huge Puglie rug, right? Like, okay, so Izzy has like 2 types of rug offerings. One is like a big one, which is clearly a big one, and then like maybe 3 mini ones, which I thought was really cute. But then I couldn't really think of like 3 small Puglies I would want, slash I was also thinking like in terms of a function of a rug. I was like, oh, you would want something bigger, right? Like something that you can put both feet on. So that's why I chose the bigger face one, and I am so happy with my decision. No, huge, thank you. That sounds really fun. Yeah, 3 mini ones sound really fun, right? And I don't know, I'm also curious about like punching rugs myself, but it's definitely something I would do if it's a friend activity kind of thing. Oh, Max Black Cat! Thank you so much for the 20 vitamins. You don't have to edit, like, ever. But thank you so much for all the love that you always give me. Alright. Sorry, just shifted edge, no feather, because I don't want it to be soft. And let me... Nope, okay. That looks better. Sorry, I'm like, do this, do this. I have no idea how to do Photoshop. Oh, wait, okay, I know what it did. Okay, I need to reverse this. There we go. Then refine. That's why you were on the other end. Okay, contrast, smooth, good. But yeah, I've seen a couple of like craft activities pop up locally in the mall where like you essentially pay to do these crafts, and one is phone decorating. So you get a plain phone case, and then you have all these little like accessories like hearts and candies and like whipped cream looking things, and you basically get like a tube of glue and you get to design your own like very cutesy 3D ornamented phone case. And then the other thing, like the other craft thing that popped up, is these rugs. So I feel like that's really cool, like these kind of activities for you and your friends to try out to do together. Alright, gonna do a little extra refinement. Do I like this? I have no idea. Alright, cool. May have to go in here and clean it up a little later, but I will do that a little later. Just do the bulk of these first. Do you have any advice for growing your own business? Yes and no. I mean, yes, I do have advice, but like, the no part comes from, I think, like, I think the question is too vague. I think I need to know a little bit more about, perhaps, what your motivation is. Like, I think there's like, yeah, you can definitely Google like, oh, advice for growing a small business, and then there's like tons of articles about it. But for me personally, the way I go about it is, I like knowing the intentions and the reasons behind like what the small business is, why is it like that, and I kind of like get to know more about the business and the person before giving advice. And it's not so much like before giving advice, like I'm not trying to, gatekeep advice or anything, but in a way, I personally feel like once I get to know more about someone's intentions, and like what they're thinking of, I can better gear that advice towards someone. But I think like if I were just to touch like the tip of the iceberg and be super general about advice for growing a business, it sounds flippant, but Google really is the way to go. And I don't just mean like Google advice for growing a business, but being smart and aware of asking the right questions is the most important thing. So instead of asking like best advice for growing a business, or maybe as a jumping point, sure, you can Google that, and then from there you could figure out like, I think I really like Instagram. Maybe the question then is best times to post on Instagram, best type of content to post on Instagram, and even then that's really subjective, depending on what your content actually is. But like, there's definitely a lot of stuff out there that people just need to delve a little bit deeper into. It's like, oh yeah, social media, that's something you have to do, but it's also like, well, what about social media do you need to focus on? Is it the best time to post? Is it the best medium within the social media to post, like say reels or images or carousels or whatever? Yeah, just stuff like that. But I would definitely say my best advice is Google is your best friend, and the most important thing is asking the right questions and not necessarily getting the answers. Because I think if you can always ask that question, you can always assess the inspiration behind like what the question is and assess how to go from it. If you're just given answers and you don't think about if that answers apply to you, or you're just following on point by point for what the article has told you, then you're not being critical and aware enough. And yeah, I feel like most of my advice stems from until I know what the business is or intent or whatever, is very how would you call it, soft skilled. Like, it's a lot more to do with you as a person, because my best advice for anyone is to be honest with yourself. That applies in life, that applies in business. Because when you're honest with yourself and then you realize what you like you're very honest with what you like and don't like, then that's invaluable. That's when you find out, hey, I don't actually like making videos for TikTok, but I love making photos for Instagram. So maybe even despite Instagram, kneecapping all their images, maybe you can find a way to make it grow in that aspect. And maybe every once in a while do a reel or a TikTok or something to just stoke the flames in a different way. But really, you can reel people in by your professionalism in like whatever you're the most good at. Sorry, hold on. I'm like, my brain's like trying to figure out things as I go. There we go. I'm at a very transitional point and trying to decide what my next steps and plan will look like. There's always so many things, especially with the state of social media and constant changes. I appreciate the insight and honest answer. I really have been trying to take time to really think about and understand what I want for my business. I think, like, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Like, I think the easiest intent behind business is money. And, like, of course, money is important. Money, you need to pay rent, pay food. But if your intent behind running a business is just fully motivated by money, then Google will actually be your best friend. Like, literally Google how to sell stuff on Amazon, best SEO, how to set up eBay, how to set up this and that, best tips and tricks on, like, how to do these things. Like, for example, I like naming my, like, say, for example, Puglie, right? I like naming Puglie, and this is a Puglie plushie. At most, I'll be like the original Puglie plushie or something, but at the end of the day, he's still called the Puglie plushie. If my intent was just to make money with this Pug character, I would be on eBay, Amazon, Etsy, which I might test out a little bit later, and like any kind of like venue, and I'd be like, cute pug gift, stuffed animal, toy, child favorite, kawaii, dog, bulldog, Frenchie, French dog, cute, canine, and like just all those words that would tick off the boxes for what Google would be looking forward to. And of course, there's also middle ground, right? Like, there's people that run their own business and their brand and everything, but of course, their motivation is still money, which is nothing to knock at. Like, everyone has their, everyone has their aims and their goals, and it's whatever works for them. So they find that middle ground where they'll find ways to maybe slot in, like, what makes Google happy, or other ways that they can work off of, still representing their brand while keeping, the best practices for online shopping or when you're making sales at convention kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess in regards to your transitional point, I think my best advice is to, really understand where you're coming from. And I think it's being honest, like, truly, it always goes back to being honest with yourself. If you want to create a small business because of money and clout, that's your intentions, that's your goals, that's fine. You just have to realize that that's what your North Star is. Like, your North Star is to be famous. And so start off with asking Google these questions, and it seems super basic, but like, start off with Google, and then if there's anything you're curious about from just that jumping off point, delve a little bit more into it. Maybe ask, like, do case studies on, someone that inspires you, and search out communities, because there's a community for everything everywhere. And there are a lot of great people that are super down to, like, teach people tips and tricks and share their experiences and all that good stuff. Champions and communities. That's what we love. Oh, weird. I don't know why you're doing that. Yeah, I get you. It's definitely a balance. Yeah. And again, I personally believe that balance and understanding where that balance comes from, it is super based upon you understanding yourself. Alright, I'm just gonna save this name. I know at some point, like, everything is a 3/4 Puglie, so I'm just gonna save it as that. And Let's see. What's trying to clean things up so let's see. Community is definitely key. Again, appreciate your answer. Oh, I'm glad. I mean, I'm still like mulling over it. Like, what is the best advice I can give to you? And again, so much of where I put importance in is the person, like your personality, your behavior, your goals. And it's also because, in my opinion, things like best practices and social media and stuff, that's stuff that you can easily look up. Again, Google is your friend. Best times to post. What's the trend nowadays? Do people love putting this type of font in this red block? Do people love using this music clip for this specific thing? Trends, like you said, social media and their changes and their trends, it can feel so exhausting to keep up with. But it's also questioning, like, do you want to keep up with it? And if it's yes, because like you want to, grow, you want to use it as a jumping point, then that's fine. At least now you know that you have these goals, you have these intentions, you know exactly why you're doing something, and you're ready to just, clench your teeth a little bit and power through until you get to the point where you need to be. There we go. That's how I feel too. Trends you can look up and they are fleeting. I'm trying to dive deeper. Yeah, exactly. And like, oh my god, trends are so fleeting. Like by the time you do that trend and you do it like really well, like say you by the time you filmed it or had like brainstormed an idea that you thought was really good, it's like the trend's already over. Shoot. Hello? There we go. I currently focus on enamel pins, which I love, but I don't want to just be stuck sharing product pics. So trying to improve how to share my work to reach people better. One of the most important things, at least in my opinion, when it comes to product photos and sharing like product photos, I know you just said like you don't want to be stuck sharing product photos, but like another thing is like what those product photos are. So if your product photos have always been the pin just as it is against a backdrop or something, sometimes it's cool to switch it up, like show it on a hat. Even like if you can find another avenue of your interest, like say for example fashion, say you really love doing outfit of the days, then you can combine those things where you share your outfit of the day, and somewhere on your outfit, maybe like just even one area, has a pin of yours that you're just like, I chose this pin to go with this hat, just to add a little like extra shine to it. And then it's not just you sharing product photos and being like, now this is available in my online store. It's like you sharing another part of you that like you actually genuinely are interested in, that you love, and the pin it's not that it becomes secondary, but it becomes a complement to what that is. Yeah, like that's an idea off the top of my head or something. And another part of it is like sharing the making of process, like the art part, or even sharing up like the file, like not the literal file, but like sharing the process of preparing a file and sending that to the manufacturer and stuff like that. Finding I need to do this like twice to really get the edges in. Damn it. Okay, it's good enough. Thanks, Glow and Grow. Also, it's very satisfying to watch you cut the Puglies from the backgrounds. Oh, I'm glad. I'm just like chilling. I'm just like, man, it was like a really boring stream, but thanks for being here. Just figuring things out as I go. But yeah, it takes time to figure out, like, to really delve into what it is you're doing and why. I find that it's really easy to do, like to create things, make stickers, pins, just draw art, you know, to keep up with it. But at some point, for everyone that I've encountered, you almost undoubtedly always have a moment where you lose track of the journey that you're on in business, and you need to look for your North Star again. And to me, if you figure out what that North Star is from the very beginning, even if in that moment you forgot about it and like you got swept up with the hype of, I don't know, everyone's making keychains now, everyone's making a lot of money off of this and that, and or like everyone's drawing this now. I think even if you get misled and caught up in the hype, when you're ready to kind of come back down and be honest with yourself, that's when the foundation that you established means the most. Sorry, those were like really choppy sentences because I was like, it's clear my multitasking is not back yet. But I hope even with how choppy I just explained that, it makes sense. I think being a creator online especially, it can be easy to get lost in all of it. It can be really important to take time to recenter yourself. Yeah, absolutely. And to round it back to N, those tips on 7 types of rest, that's what's going to help you the most in like recalibrating yourself. Almost like a GPS, where if you got misled and you went down the wrong route or something, it's just stop, take it slow, and just let yourself recalibrate. Not super into this, but This is already done. Okay, so some of these I actually already did. Just need to clean these up. Okay, this is good to know. That's definitely the stage I'm in, recalibrating. Aw. I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad you're in that stage because that means you are aware of... Oh no. Well, goodbye all my files. They just like disappear in the background. It's fine. I wasn't working on them anyways. I'm glad you're in a recalibrating stage because you've already got past the point of admitting that you want to change or something needs to be changed. So that's already an amazing first step, and I hope all your recalibration becomes really fruitful.
I'm always trying to see through your flaws, 'cause I know that you got so much more to give. You made a real mess, but I miss you though.
Alright.
'Cause I can go to sleep when I'm alone again. Say you wanna fix our problems.
Oh shoot.
Should
Oops.
I be waiting? Feels like I've had too much of drama, but I'm not ready to give in.
Hello? What? Okay, weird. Okay, let's see how far I can go back. Okay, plus. There we go.
Every time I see a glimpse of your good,
That invert.
start wondering how
Fine.
I could make it last.
Also, you mentioned you're going to be at cons in the summer. Do you have a list of ones already? Oh, yes. If you... Where did I... Is this the work? Hey, there we go. Yeah, if you check my website, puglypug.com, and go to the page events, that's my convention calendar. So some of the ones on the top are already passed, but you can see what else I have lined up. And some things aren't listed, like if I apply to an event. Or if I remember to mention it, then maybe I did. Thank you, you're welcome.
Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie.
Uh-oh.
'Cause we always
No,
give
no,
it one last try.
no.
Yeah, you've watched me break.
I saw Puglie at New York Comic Con, I believe, many years ago. Haven't gone back, haven't gone to a lot of the big ones the last few years, trying to check them out and see. Oh, thank you so much for, like, remembering me from that time. Unfortunately, I won't be at New York Comic Con for a little while. The beautiful, massive Puglie at New York Comic Con, and also the opportunities that I had to go to NYCC and some of the bigger cons were thanks to a partnership that I had with not a convention, a company, a while back. But unfortunately, that company doesn't exist anymore. So it's up to me and Puglie to apply and try our best to get back into it. but fingers crossed we will.
We all know that it's a lie. Now I'm all alone. 'Cause you
Oh,
never
save, just in case. I don't know what I did, but okay.
but then you don't. Turning off my mind so
Okay.
I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Can't be waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving
I
a
want this one.
leave without giving a every time we say goodbye. We all know that
Nah, I want that one.
I just wanna
Alright.
be happy.
I wish you luck with all that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a little daunting, and like, yeah, those Comic Cons are definitely the biggest events in America. So, unfortunately, a lot of people are also trying to get in there, and all I can do is hope for the best. But I mean, I'm also glad that other people are getting in there too. Right. Invert. Get the. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. But yeah, another reason why I want to focus a lot more on like other avenues of running a business and earning money that's not solely based on conventions is just so I can have the freedom to go to events that aren't the biggest events in all of North America, and I can actually make enough stable money from other avenues without worrying about missing a convention and then like just not. Yeah, just not having enough money to like tide over the business or something. Just little things like that. Okay. Oh shoot. Side. Go. I'm like thinking already of like what text to put with these plushies, and I hope people like the stickers. Alright, side angle done. Alright, last two. Last two for quick cuts. I may go in there later with like a brush and clean things up. Alright, and mask. And I missed a spot. Blue layer for background, white for visual. Did I miss another spot? I feel like I did. Ah, forgot to invert again. No. good. Clean that up. Puglie looks so delightfully squishy here. He is a squishy boy. I designed these plushies to be like, I always say this. I designed them to be big enough to hug, you know, just a little hug, and small enough to throw like a football. He's like the perfect size to kind of like fidget with. So like he's big enough that he makes a statement, but he's like small enough that you can like squish him and kind of just toss him and up and down. Oh, whoops. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Crop, save. Oh, weird. It's a press too fast. Alright, done. Upside down is done. Last one. Last one. There we go. Right background so I can see. Select this, invert, refine edge. Okay. Thank you for enjoying my little slogan for the plushie. Alright, solid. Good, 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 good. I'll probably go in and clean up all the jagged edges a little later. And then I can also color match them, so hopefully like one Puglie isn't too lit up and it's like a little brighter, and then the other Puglies are like just vibing. And whoop, done. And I'm just gonna move all my edits over to the actual file. And then delete the edit one. Perfect. Alright. We're at the 2:44 mark. It is 5:40 p.m. and I actually have an appointment that I have to get ready for in about like 15 minutes. So, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for catching up with me since I haven't been around for like 3 weeks. Thank you for enjoying all the sneak peeks that you got to see and for opening the Puglie Ruggly with me. It is, again, fantastic. The artist is, I'm just gonna leave it up here while I say my little goodbye. Oh no, wait, what's minimized? The artist is Six Rugs. Thank you all so much for being here. I got an itchy back. And let me see if let me see who's on. Yeah, Lady Corvus. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna send you guys over to, since we were talking about crafting today, I'm gonna send you guys over to a friend of mine, Twitch friend of mine, Lady Corvus, who is a seamstress, if that's what you call it. Like she crafts and she does a lot of like sewing and like needlework and all that stuff. So I think it's a really cool time to check out like all the stuff that she's been working on, and yeah, again, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you everyone back there lurking and working, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, your week, and a great upcoming weekend. I'll be back Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, and I'll have 2 streams left before I'm on my convention season break. Thank you all so much for being here. Take care, and have a great rest of the time. See you in a little bit for the chat. Bye-bye!